Hey everyone, this is Rihanna from A Frugal Life, and today I'm going to be talking to you about some things that you can meal prep and keep in your refrigerator, your freezer, or your pantry for easy meals and snacks all week long. So one of the things we struggle with, especially being up here on the mountain in the middle of nowhere, is easy convenience foods. So if we go down to the store for the day and come back, it's an entire 8-hour trip, and then when we get back here, we're tired and we don't want to cook. So it's difficult on those days to have something quick and easy, and we are tempted to stop on the way home and purchase a fast food or a restaurant meal. One of the ways we overcome this is keeping items in the kitchen already partially made. So we don't meal prep meals because maybe we don't want that particular meal when we come home, and because sometimes meals don't last that long. So if you meal prep 6 chicken and rice meals, maybe you don't want 6 chicken and rice meals that week. And also, I don't know where people are coming up with the fact that they can keep 2 weeks of meals in the fridge for 14 days. They don't last that long. You can't prep 2 weeks of chicken and rice and vegetables, keep them in the fridge for 2 weeks, and have them last by the end of those 2 weeks. It's better to prep 3 to 4 days of ingredients ahead of time, and then follow your meal plan for dinner and lunch if you can. But if you need an easy and quick convenient meal that doesn't fit your meal plan, it's good to have ingredients prepared ahead of time. So these are some of the ingredients that I prep all together on Sunday and have ready for the next 3 or 4 days, and then I usually prep again a few things on Thursday or Friday for the weekend. One is boiled or baked potatoes. You would be absolutely surprised how versatile pre-boiled potatoes are. So I boil up about a dozen at a time with their skins on, that then I let them cool and keep them in the fridge covered for 3 to 4 days. So these are great for so many things. I can chop them up for fried potatoes for breakfast. I can make a small potato salad for lunch. I can make a soup with potatoes in it with all sorts of recipes. And I can even reheat them a little bit and mash them up and make mashed potatoes. You can, anything really that you use cooked potatoes for, it's great to have some pre-boiled potatoes in the fridge. You would be surprised at how easy it is to just grab them and cook something for you or the kids. It is just as easy as grabbing a pre-made frozen meal out of the freezer. Next is cooked rice. So this is one that doesn't last so great in the fridge consistency wise or food safety wise, and it doesn't of course last on the counter or in a rice cooker more than a few hours. So I will, however, make huge batches of white or fried rice, and I will put them in quart-size freezer bags or quart-size freezer Tupperware and put them in the freezer. I can then pull out just enough for one meal, and I've already got the rice prepped. So again, you can do all sorts of things with pre-made rice. You can throw it in stir fries, soups, even salads. I stir it up with scrambled eggs in the morning. Just having some pre-made rice in the fridge makes so many meals, and you'd be surprised how often you use it. Because of that, I now buy rice in 20 to 25 pound bags. I used to buy small bags or boxes of rice because I never really wanted to take the 20 to 30 minutes to make rice from scratch. Now that I pre-make it and just keep it in the freezer and pull it out, so easy to make. You even see it in Trader Joe's in quart size or even smaller size bags in freezer section for an exorbitant amount of money. Don't buy it there. Pre-make it yourself, and be sure to keep it in a food safe bucket in your pantry in 20 to 25 pound containers if you have the ability to store something like that. Or you can buy smaller batches if you want to, but the more you buy, the cheaper it is, of course. Next is number 3, and nobody loves me when I'm prepping this, but it is so great to have down the line. It's actually rather expensive to buy that pre-chopped minced garlic in the jar, and if you look online how they make it, it's not real sanitary, and I can't stomach eating it after I've seen how they make it. So instead of doing that, I buy long things of garlic and little netting, and I pre-make it myself. So I will take that whole thing of garlic, peel it all. It's very easy to just smash it on the counter, peel it all real quickly. I chop some of it or I leave some of it whole. I lay it out on wax paper or parchment paper on a baking sheet and pre-freeze it, and then I just scrape it off and put it in a baggie, and then I can pull a little bit at a time all week long for all of my cooking needs. It's cheaper that way than purchasing it in a container in the fridge. It's cheaper than purchasing it free-frozen. It's cheaper than purchasing the garlic paste. If you can get whole garlic and prep it for the week yourself, it's going to be the most inexpensive and the most flavorful way to purchase garlic. Diced onions. These are so easy, besides the crying and sobbing while you cut them. But these are so easy to make ahead of time. So I buy a big bag of onions. My mom actually sometimes buys 20-pound bags of onions. I don't have time to prep that many, but I will buy the 3 to 5 pound bags of onions, peel them all, dice them all, or pulverize some of them in the food processor. Again, lay them out flat in a single layer on a baking sheet over parchment paper or wax paper. Freeze them completely, scrape them off, put them in a gallon baggie, and you have them all week long. This is one that you can prep for 2 to 3 weeks at a time. It is amazing having a baggie of pre-chopped onions in the fridge. Please don't buy them pre-chopped from the deli. The amount per ounce of pre-chopped onions in the deli is insane. Chop them yourself, keep them in the freezer. All week long you have them for your dishes. Number 5 is one that I just started doing, and that is cooked chicken. So it has been so convenient to have a large Tupperware or a large gallon baggie of pre-cooked chicken in the fridge. So I will pre-cook boneless, skinless chicken breasts in the Instant Pot. There's a great recipe for it online from the Six Sisters, I think. I'm not sure if that's the name. I'll put the name down below. Make like 5 pounds of chicken at a time. I do both chicken breasts and chicken thighs for a multitude of dishes. Throw them in salads, throw them in soups, make enchiladas, chicken quesadillas, chicken salad. You would be amazed at how convenient it is to have just some pre-cooked chicken, plain, unseasoned, in the fridge. You can pull it out, season it while you're cooking it in something else. Next is spaghetti sauce, and I will admit the best thing in the world is my mom's spaghetti sauce. If I can get her to make me a few jars of that I can keep in the fridge for a week, or sometimes she brings it in the Tupperware, then my life is complete for the week. If not, I have to make it myself. Pre-made spaghetti sauce with or without meat, with or without veggies, is an amazing versatile thing to keep in the fridge. I use it in pasta dishes, I use it in rice dishes, I use it even in soups. You can throw some in there to thicken up a soup. I use it for dipping sauce, for homemade mozzarella sticks, homemade french fries, when we order pizza. It is amazing to have a pre-made jar or two in the fridge at all times, and it is the quickest dish possible. Anybody in the house can cook up some noodles or grab some noodles from the fridge, throw some sauce on it, and have a meal in less than the amount of time it takes to make one of those awful pre-made frozen meals from the freezer. While we're talking about it, how about keeping a gallon bag of noodles in the fridge? I like the spiral rotini noodles because I think they're so versatile and they can be used for anything. Again, I throw them on soups, salads. I throw them in pasta salads that I make on the side for lunches. I will throw that spaghetti sauce pre-made over it. Having this, seems like there's never enough noodles in the fridge to have. Nobody for some reason wants to go in there and cook noodles. It takes 10 minutes, but you really don't want to take the time to do it. If you have them in the fridge already, you're willing to go in and grab them, or your kids are willing to go in and grab them, your husband's willing to go in and grab them, throw some sauce on them and make their own meal. If they have to cook the noodles themselves, they just won't do it. Number 8 is a super easy one to have on hand for a nice breakfast. So instead of toaster waffles, which can get quite expensive, I actually get out my long griddle and make a whole big double batch of pancakes, either quarter size or nice little round, larger size pancakes. I try to make them all pretty even. I then let them cool and I freeze them in the freezer, again on a baking sheet, so I can separate them when I take them off and throw them in the freezer. If you pre-freeze them on a baking sheet, then when you put them in the freezer, they don't stick together when you take them out. Then your kids or your husband or yourself can pull out a few for breakfast, microwave them, and you're ready to go. You can scramble up some eggs to go with them. You can eat them as a snack. They're great to put in a baggie, and the kids can take them with them in the car. Surprisingly, kids will eat pancakes without anything on them, and they make a great snack for the car, so you don't have to go through a drive-thru. Frozen pancakes are amazing, and you can make them so inexpensively, either from scratch or even from a cheap discount box mix. Number 9, stick with me here. I think you're gonna like this one, but you're gonna be a little wary of it if you've never made them before, is homemade tortillas. You do need a tortilla press. It costs about $9.99 on Amazon, even less at Walmart or a thrift store. You need some masa harina. Obviously you're not gonna home ground your masa, but you can buy the bag of masa in the store. It's really just masa and water and some salt if you want to add it, and it makes amazing homemade tortillas. There's a recipe online on YouTube which I like. I will put the link down below, but you can make up a huge batch of tortillas and freeze them to have all week long. Again, these are amazing to pull out to have things like quesadillas, burritos, tacos, even just put butter or cheese on them for the kids. Roll them up with peanut butter. Homemade tortillas are amazing to have in the fridge or the freezer for the entire week long. We love having them. And if you're not too keen on making them yourself, you just don't have the time or you're scared, you can buy corn tortillas in huge batches at the Mexican grocery store. You don't need to make them from scratch. They are really, really, really inexpensive. If you buy large containers of homemade tortillas from the Mexican grocery store or even the regular grocery store, the thing I don't like about the regular grocery store is they overprice tortillas immensely. So go to a local ethnic grocery store or make them yourself and keep them in the fridge. If you're going to keep them longer than a couple days, keep them in the freezer. And my last one is shredded cheese. Hear me out here. Stop buying the shredded cheese in the bags. It is not cost effective unless you're getting it at a loss leader discount. I used to buy those big gallon bags, I think 16-ounce bags of shredded cheese at a discount. It's not as effective as buying a huge 5-pound block of cheese, shredding it yourself in a food processor, or putting the kids to work shredding it on a grater. Throw it in a gallon baggie and then put a little bit of cornstarch in there and shake it up really good. If you throw it in the gallon baggie and shake it up with a little bit of cornstarch, maybe a tablespoon or less, it will keep it from sticking together. So that's pretty much what they use in the bags that you buy at the store. It's a similar product, and that will keep it from sticking together. So I know that's the reason a lot of people don't pre-shred their cheese, as it melts together or it sticks together in the fridge. Throw that cornstarch or even a tiny, tiny bit of flour if you don't have cornstarch in there and shake it up really good. It doesn't affect the taste at all. And of course, now you can use it for all sorts of things. Again, my soups and salads, but also things like the quesadillas and the tacos. If you have this list of items in your fridge and your freezer, you're pretty much set to go. You can send the kids in there to cook lunch, and you don't have to because it's super easy. Everything is pre-cooked already for them. If you like this video, please comment down below and tell me what kind of things you food prep for the week. We do have a Facebook user group, about 60,000 people in there right now. If you want, the link is always in the description down below if you want to join that. And of course, if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button and importantly the subscribe and notification bell so you can see more videos like it. And most importantly, if nobody has told you how special you are today, believe me when I tell you that you are very, very special to me. You are special, you are important. I love you all so very, very much. I love doing these videos for you, and I cannot wait to talk to you in the next video. Bye.